Let's see if they have the counterspell. They do. I think I just go for the other one, though. Shock myself. Don't want to turn on their nature's rhythm. That was a good draw. So they kept one and bought and binned one. Leonardo's Samurai. You may cast creature spells with power toughness 1. Okay, so they can cast Sun Pearl. Oh. Now let's go looking for an answer. Ooh, that was good. What is up, everybody? Welcome in. Sean here. Got not a new deck. This is essentially just a revisit of my Annex deck from last season. Did really well with it in the matches I just recorded. Hitting Mythic, so spoiler warnings there, and doing a fair bit of climbing. So the deck is super powerful. I wanted to make another video on it because it's been many weeks and it's a new format since my last video, and the metagame has shifted a lot. But I have not changed anything in the deck. I tweaked the mana base. Those of you that watched the last video, you might recall when I was recording the deck tech, I was like talking about the mana and then realizing that I didn't quite have enough sources for Cruel Claw's Heist and a Johnny. So just made some small changes to the mana base, but other than that, I don't even think I changed anything in the sideboard. So the main deck and the sideboard are exactly the same other than the mana base. I think I cut a Fabled Passage and a Plains for another Swamp and the 4th Courtyard. And that's the only changes I made. So the deck is still super sweet. Metagame has shifted a lot. Seems like Lessons is getting pushed out of the metagame. Mono Green Landfall is kind of like the big boogeyman with Is It Prowess / Is It Spelementals, kind of like nipping at its heels. Just from what I've been seeing by looking at the MTGO challenges and the league finishes. There's also a fair amount of Cub decks laying around. So I feel like this deck has the tools to deal with all of them. The biggest weakness of this deck, I think, is that you don't have actual card selection. You have lots of card draw, right? Maze Mind Tome, Unholy Annex, Ugin, Liliana even. These cards will all like draw you cards, but if you hit a land pocket or you're just like, I really need to dig for an answer to a Planeswalker or a Wrath, we are playing good amounts of all of the types of removal that you might need in the format. But, if you like desperately need a specific one at a given time, stock up and consult. We'll find them for you. We don't have that luxury playing black-white. I did make an Esper version of the Annex deck that I made a video on last season, and I feel like that fixed that problem, but then it made the mana base worse. So it's all a trade-off. Like our mana base, we don't have a ton of basics, so we're still pretty susceptible to Sunspine Links. Lucky for us though, mono red is not the best red deck right now. It's Is It Prowess, and I don't think they play Sunspine links. They're playing like Eddie Merc Crab as their like kind of mid-range chonker. But I like where the deck is positioned right now. Like I said, I didn't change anything. We got 5 sweepers here. And I'll just briefly go over everything again for those of you that didn't watch the first video. We got 5 sweepers here. A mix, a Day of Judgment, just being super clean and costing 4 is super important. Pile Up and Black Sun both remove Indestructible, which is relevant against Sapling Nursery, although some mono green lists are cutting Sapling Nursery right now. And then Deadly Cover Up being really good against Landfall or just against other like mid-range to control-ish decks. Extracting them is very relevant. Extracting Landfall's Forests is, of course, like the sweet line with this card. So a good mix of Wraths. Liliana is kind of like a Wrath. Somebody made a comment on the last video I made of this that they're playing Rise of Sozin instead of Liliana. I think that the two are they play they fill a very similar niche, and you could very easily cut Liliana for a Rise of Sozin, and it will be this similar to the same like 75% of the time. I like that Liliana can just start immediately adding board presence. Like sometimes you might have like a demon token in play and you don't want a Wrath right away. So being able to just start ticking up and then threatening to draw cards with her passive it gives her a slight edge against me, but honestly, like Rise of Sozin might just be better. There was, I don't remember what the exact situation was, but one of the games that I just recorded, I was like, oh yeah, if this Liliana were a Rise of Sozin, then it would be a lot better in this specific spot. So we're playing the Wraths, we're playing the Planeswalkers. Ajani kind of down here, he's not really a haymaker, he's kind of like a bridge Planeswalker. Playing the Planeswalkers to just kind of give the deck a little more muscle. Like I said, the deck has a lot of power to it with Unholy Annex and Furdok Core, but if you're playing too many reactive cards in your deck, then if they like answer your Annex or your Tome in some way, and you're just like drawing reactive spells, you can definitely lose a game that way that would otherwise be winnable. So you gotta play a little bit of extra muscle here. So 2 Ugins, a Liliana, and Elspeth. Nice little mix of them along the curve. A Johnny down here, like I said, he's kind of like a bridge. You can play him early, start ticking up, making them play into your Wraths, or just start play him in minus, and then he'll probably die. But then he's did his job to kind of bridge you to your more powerful stuff. Hex, no explanation needed there. It's just a staple of the format. Get Lost. I don't love having, like, there are situations where you'll just play Get Lost on 2 and give them maps and feel really bad about it. But being able to answer Kaito, being able to answer enchantments, I think the versatility of Get Lost is very much worth it. Could see an argument being made. Shoot the Sheriff is in a really good spot right now as well, so I could see the argument for playing a split, but I like having just like 6 answers in the main deck to Planeswalkers, and 8 if you count Ugin, but Ugin's just an answer to everything. Cruel Claw's Heist is here. Sometimes you gift it, sometimes you don't. Just being able to see what's in their hand is very valuable. And against the slower decks where you are gonna be gifting it almost 100% of the time, it's a really nice card to have in the main deck, because otherwise we're very structurally disadvantaged against other kind of grindy decks, especially if they have answers to Annex in their main deck. Maze Mine Tome just kind of helps us bridge to the late game, helps us to find lands, or helps us to dig for action, whatever we may need, or if we just need straight card advantage. It also gains us life. And then Furdok Core and Maze Mine Tome also play nicely with Ugin. Aang's Iceberg, clean answer to Kaito, clean answer to Cat. Will answer anything else, albeit for a little more mana than you would usually try to answer things. Does not hit man lands or earthbent lands, so be mindful of that. It can also like save our stuff, although awkwardly, if like you have an Annex in play, your opponent tries to kill it, you save it with Iceberg and then Waterbend to get the ice to pop the Iceberg and bring it back. It comes back with none of the rooms unlocked, so it will save an Annex, but it's super slow. But a lot of the times, if that line is appealing to you anyway, like you have a lot of breathing room, so something to be mindful of. The mana base checks out this time. We have 21 sources for Cruel Claw's Heist and 18 sources for Ajani. I could see cutting the Ajani. The other card that I think I would play instead of Ajani would be Beza, because Beza is also a nice bridge card. And Beza only needs 16 white, which we also need for Day of Judgment. So it would be a little easier on the mana base. Could like cut a Concealed Courtyard for another swamp or something and make the mana base a little cleaner, or like cut the Fabled Passage for a swamp. But yeah, that's the main deck. Requisition Raid in the sideboard. Lessons is on the downswing, but it's a house against Lessons. The Monument aggro decks are picking up in popularity, so it's good there. It's good against other Unholy Annex decks. I have run into other people playing Unholy Annex. It's not just me. Duress explains itself. Tactics explains itself. Rest in peace. I think 2 pieces of Graveyard Hate are plenty in this format. If Lessons continues to be on the downswing and doesn't seem to be coming back, then I could see a case being made for getting Ghost Vacuum in instead. It's a colorless spell for Ugin, and it's much better against mono green because you can, you still want to get their fetch lands out of their graveyard to make Ice Till less potent, but then you can also like go turn 1 Vacuum, turn 2 Hex your Earthbent land that they animated with Cub, and then exile it, and it doesn't come back from Earthbend. So keeping an eye out on the metagame to see if that split is necessary. The Ooze is similar, but I think Vacuum is what this deck wants, because you're not going to use the mutagen tokens, and curving it on turn 1 to kill their land on turn 2 if they play a Cub is super relevant. I didn't talk about Pest Control yet, but Stormchaser's Talent is the reason that the Prowess deck is so good. And then we did actually play against Esper Pixie. We got to see their deck, and I don't think they had Stormchaser's Talent in their deck. They were like banking on the Mythic Leonardo. So maybe, yeah, I don't think they had Stormchaser's Talent. So that was weird. I'd have to go back and rewatch the footage, but I don't think they had Stormchaser's Talent. But Pest Control is great against Stormchaser's Talent. We're notably not playing Seam Rip because we want to play Pest Control. I don't know if Seam Rip, like against most of the aggro decks, Hex is better than Seam Rip because Hex can hit man lands and Hex can hit Earthbender or Earthbent lands. So if I'm playing just a black-white control deck, I think I pick Hex almost every time. It is nice that Seam Rip can hit Artist Talent and Cool But Rude, and like a couple other cards that we care about. But I think Instant Speed and the Blight comes up sometimes. So I think I'm playing Hex before playing any copies of Seam Rip, and then like Pest Control is good against some of the stuff that Seam Rip could hit, but then Pest Control would kill Seam Rip, so you can't play both. And I think Pest Control is better, especially because you can like main deck it and then it cycles away against the decks that it's not good against, whereas Seam Rip is like either your best card or your worst card. Torpor Orb is sweet, very relevant, and then the end against Dimir Midrange, it comes in because it kills Cat, it kills Kaito, and then you bring it in against Landfall to try and extract all their forests if they give you that line. Good Landfall players won't present it to you unless they have to, but sometimes they just don't draw their Promising Veins, or they have to like pop their fetch lands before they play their Cub or their Earthbender's Ascension, so sometimes you can get them. That's the deck. I love this deck. Playing it is tons of fun. I love playing control decks. This is a really fun control deck to play. So and we cleaned up tonight. Went 3-0. Spoiler warnings. Went 3-0 on once making Mythic, or 3-0 getting into Mythic and then winning 2 in Mythic. So that's the deck. Sorry for rambling. But thanks for being here. Hope you enjoy the matches. I enjoyed recording them. And appreciate you guys watching the content. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz helps to grow the channel, and especially like commenting, or I guess just like watching the videos that you like, just gives me feedback on like how the videos are performing in terms of like what people like. And so, yeah, I'm making the content because I would be playing these decks anyway, but it's way more fun to share them with people and like talk about it and stuff. So appreciate y'all being here, and let me know what you think. Would love to hear from you. Enjoy the matches. Peace and chicken grease. Ida Gold, the Virtuous. Raph versus Donnie. Nice. All right. This is a winning in for Mythic, so let's make it a good one. On the play, I don't love this hand. It's probably a keep, though. Like, one more land, and we have Core, which unlocks Day of Judgment. Like, we have Get Lost to kind of bridge us, and then we also have a top end. I'm gonna try it. Like, keeping a 2-lander on the play is a little sus for a control deck. But we can do a lot worse than this. Green, Gene Pollinator. Okay. Nice. Tapped land here. That's not an untapped land. Or I could hit the forest during their upkeep. That might be the line. Don't love giving them all those maps, but what can we do? If we draw an untapped land, then we can go Core Hex, and then I think that bridges us nicely to the Day of Judgments. Llanowar Elves. Oh, that's a nice art. I don't know. Is that like dual deck? Okay, untapped land, nice. Alright. Let's see what they got. Okay, that's a good start. They can play Ouroborid. Sirach. Okay. Pop some maps. I like cleaning up this board with Day. They have 2 lands in hand, 3 lands in hand. And then we get to play Elspeth next turn. I like this.
More heroes for the cause.
All right. Pre-boarded against them. Do I want to take anything out? Like, they're playing Jean and Lanny, so I like the pest control. A Johnny's probably not the greatest, especially on the draw. Do Do I want this, the fourth heist, or the second pest control, or the end? Like, the end... Hmm. Liliana, like, they kind of go wider than Liliana, too, so... Let's try it this way. Yeah. Tactics might also be reasonable. Just try and catch their, like, payoff card. I don't know what I would cut for it, though. We're on the draw. We can, like, trim a Maze Mind Tome. And then we don't need all 4 heists. We'll try this. This hand is slow. It's really slow. But we get a Surveil. We don't even have a Wrath, though. I hate mulliganing hands like this, but again, especially against Cub, we might need to. Like, on their turn 3 on the play, they could have an Ouroboros, and then we get to untap and deal with it, potentially. That's probably too slow. I'm going to try it, but we might need to get a little lucky here with our... Okay, that's a good start. Don't want another land, want interaction. Cub, okay. Ugin, the opposite of what we needed. Okay, Sirach. Now they get to just leave all their mana up and counter our pile up. Wistfulness. Okay. That is very good. We're taking 6 here. And then 12, 13 next turn. Can't play that. So we're probably going to need to iceberg something. Yeah, they probably have the counterspell here, but we can't beat it. Okay, well, we get to be on the play now. I'm always tempted to bring in Duress in this matchup because, like, if we're able to stick a Wrath, then we pretty much win, or it's like well on our way to winning. But if we don't stick a Wrath and they like counter it, if they're playing Stroke, usually they play Detect Intrusion. That's when we start getting into trouble. Gene. I like that a lot more than Cub. Paying blue. Don't want to let them make a mana there, so... We have a lot of breathing room, so I don't think I'm going to scry with the tome. Let's just crack this while they can't detect intrusion us. Sirach, that's fine. Ooh, now we get to stick this. Do they have another Wistfulness? Okay. Maybe I should have just made the demon there to play around Wistfulness, like I had 5 mana. I'm a sucker for drawing cards. Much to my detriment sometimes. Get out of here, lands. This is often how this deck can lose. You just like hit a land pocket, and we don't have stock up, and we don't have consult, and so a land pocket will just get us sometimes. Leyline Weaver, okay. Let's see if they have the counter spell. They do. I think I just go for the other one though. Shock myself. Don't want to turn on their nature's rhythm. Ouroborid. Okay. We have an answer for that. So... Okay, we need to do it. Stop after attackers. Second Ouroborid. Okay. Alright, I think we got this one. They're going to 8. They have a... Okay, that's a good one. And I think they have to hit the iceberg, right? No, if they don't hit the... What are they targeting? Targeting Ritual Chamber, okay. Yeah, they're just dead to us activating the core. They had to shock to get that into play too. Nice. Yeah, let's just activate the core. We don't need to do the rub-ins with the, showing them the Annex. Alright. Into Mythic. Sweet. Cha-ching. Feels good. Rufus Guts, 91%. We're at 1501. Okay, this is a reasonable hand. Overgrown Tomb. I might want that, but I'm gonna be a little greedy. Sultai. Okay. Yeah, good thing I bottomed that. Some Sultai soup action going on here. Transdimensional bovine. Uh-oh. Let's put a stop on our upkeep. We might want to dig to answer this thing. Maze Mind Tome number 2. Don't really want that. Cruel Claws Heist. Okay. Yeah, let's try and get their ramp payoff. See what we can get. Deceit seems good. This can destroy an enchantment. Yeah, let's just take their deceit. Counter a creature, destroy an enchantment, or gain 3 Surveil 3. Okay. Ooh. Create a food token. Nice. And they get to bargain here? That's pretty sweet for them. So I won't be able to bounce anything with the deceit until I get a second core. But I do get to just take something out of their hand. They took something better than a spell snare in a land. Restless Reef is good. Okay. I don't love casting Day here, but I don't really love just playing the Deceit into Fangkeeper's Familiar either. Like, they might just run it out naked. Yeah. They kept all 3 on top? Jeez, we might be in some trouble. And they shocked just now? What do they need 8 mana for? Wistfulness is good against me. That's... And now we can't even Day to clean everything up, and Lily Minus doesn't clean everything up. Jeez. Wistfulness is very good against our deck. This is the situation where I wish this was Rise of Sozin. Iceberg. I mean, I'm just gonna try and run out Deceit. Let's see what we can get here. Double Bargain, Fangkeeper's Familiar. Wow. Okay. I don't really care that much about the Fangkeeper's Familiar. Let's try and cut them off of getting too much gas. That Restless Reef is going to prove to be an issue. Other than the Reef, we have not seen... So they just bottom 2 lands. We have not seen any targets for Requiting Hex, so we're probably going to side that out. Wow, so they've drawn all 4 bargains. Nice. Got rid of a Hex. I wonder if they're playing Kavaro. They probably are if they're playing like Wistfulness and Deceit. Cruel Claws Heist. Spell Snare. That's unfortunate. They kept 1 and put 2 lands down. Okay, do I want to Iceberg something here? And if so, what? No, not right now. Lessons from Life. Okay. Artifact or creature. I mean, they've got to be playing like Urgent Necropsy or something along those lines. So maybe I'm just supposed to cast Day. Unravel. Yep. If the amount of mana spent to cast the spell is less than its mana value, you draw a card. So it's good against Evoke Elementals. We're just dead to every single removal spell in their deck.
ready.
So we've seen 1 Wistfulness, 1 Deceit, 4 Rakshasab's Bargain, 2 Spell Snares, an Unravel, a Tainted Treats. It only hits artifacts and creatures, so it doesn't hit our enchantments. But we do play a bunch of artifacts, so... And this hits enchantments. Their deck seems like particularly well positioned against ours, which is unfortunate. Okay, that does not kill us. They've got to play some sort of 2 casting cost removal spell. Yeah, okay. Well, that's not a Get Lost. Get Lost would have kept us alive. Alright. Okay, what's good against them? Hex is not good against them. Pest Control is not good against them. Iceberg is not good against them. Heist, The End, Duress, Tactics. We need 1 more cut. Might just be a Johnny. A Johnny can kill Fangkeeper's Familiar. It can kill the Bovine. Maybe we want Torpor Orb against them too. That's probably true. Yeah, they play Fangkeeper's Familiar. So let's see, what can we cut? Day is probably our worst sweeper against them. Do we want to cut Lily or do we want to cut Elspeth? Maybe we're cutting like a core. Might just be Duress. I think that's fine. Like we have 4 heists and 2 tactics, so I do like our chances a lot better post board. But I think we are structurally disadvantaged in this matchup. Okay, not gonna say no to this. Planes. Keep that. Is there a Deceit coming? Nope. Let's try this. And this. Rakshasa's Bargain. Disdainful Stroke. Lessons from Life. Supposed to just take the stroke? Like it only counters day out of our hand? Let's try it this way. I don't know if that was the right choice there, but I think we can like play our hand in a way where we can play around stroke now that we know about it. So they want a bargain here. Like I took the Lessons from Life because it like force them to choose between Bargain and the Bovine. And I think in a vacuum, like the last Ronin. Okay, sweet. Torpor Orb, nice. Lessons from life, okay. They have to discard a card. Nice. Yeah. They could have Urgent Necropsy. But other than Urgent Necropsy, I think we're in a good spot here. Stroke, Stroke, Fangkeeper's Wistfulness, Hex. I mean, I guess I could have taken the Hex and just tried to make a demon. That probably would have been best. Yeah, let's get the Flash guy out of their hand. And then... yeah, especially since they had double stroke, it was probably correct to take the Hex. We know exactly what's in their hand. So let's try and make them use their stroke. They might just let this resolve, honestly, but I'm kind of interested in just seeing what's in their deck. 2 Deceits, 2 Wistfulnesses, Sabsunin, Glenalendra, Leatherhead, 4 Fangkeepers, 2 Tainted Treats, 2 Spell Snare, 2 Duress. Okay, no Urgent Necropsy I like a lot. Sabsunin is something we need to be very mindful of, especially since we took out our icebergs. Yeah. They have a stroke in their hand. I mean, let's just not let them use their mana, I guess. They're just gonna die eventually to the... Man, that noise is very irritating. What even... Is it the core? I'm mousing over the core that's making that noise? It's the rooms. Well, whatever it is, we need to... Sound effects need to go way down. Okay. Rakshasa's Bargain. Yeah, they're super reliant on their wistfulness and like Tainted Treats is their only way to kill the orb. Okay, that does it. Yeah, let's just do this. Make sure they don't have anything, and then we just kill them with the core. Leatherhead, Wistfulness, Disdainful Stroke. Okay. Um, let's see. So our only answers to Sobsunin are Liliana, Ugin, and the end. And I guess getting it out of their hands. So yeah, that's a reasonable amount. I guess pile up will kill her too. It'll remove. Uh, they don't have. I kind of want to get this last duress in, and I'm thinking about cutting a get lost. Like they don't have a ton of pressure. I get lost will kill the bovine. Um, so maybe I do want to keep the get lost in. Maybe I'm just cutting Elspeth. That might be going a little low on threats though, especially since without Orb in play, like they have so many ways to answer Annex. Hmm. Yeah, I think that we just only run the 2 duress. Okay. Well, that solves the problem of not being sure what to get with the passage. Do I want this? We do have an Ugin in our hand, but we also have a Maze Mind Tome and an Annex, so I think we want to just, yeah. Oh, they're mana screwed. Do I want to just ride out the tome then? Maybe. Okay, I like that. We'll keep that. Okay. We got a little lucky here. Duress. Okay. You get my Annex. But them duressing here means that they didn't draw land, so... Oh, they're taking Ugin. Maybe they have an answer to Annex. We didn't see Spell Pierce. I don't think that they would side that in. I think I'm just gonna jam a 6/6. They have that tainted food. Again, okay. That makes sense that they kept 2 lands in a bargain. They just got pretty unlucky. Got rid of a land and a snare. Got rid of Deceit. Let's see what's in their hand. Do they have a stroke for me to... The Last Ronin, Lessons from Life. Do I just take Sabsunin and I can't play it this turn? Cease and desist is kind of scary. It might just be take lessons from life and then jam it. I like that. Oof. That was not 3 lands on top. Like I said, land pockets are the death of this deck. Sure, we'll keep that. Let's do this. And this. Lucky, they pretty stacked hand. But up to 1271. Nice. Ellie Bei Chan. 1401. Ellie Bei Chan. I'm not sure. But they've got the sweet Donatello avatar. Respect. Yep. We're not gonna mulligan this. Tiny Bones joins up. Interesting. So they're Pixie. Cruel Claw's Heist isn't super great against Pixie, but neither is Get Lost. I'm gonna get rid of Get Lost. Dark Leo and Shredder. Well, wish I had that Get Lost now. What are the odds that they have a removal spell in their hand? Okay, there's a removal spell. Yeah, you get to refuel. We're gonna kill Dark Leo. And we'll keep a removal spell. Getting rid of the Get Lost was dumb because they play Kaito. Like I mean at the time I guess I was thinking they were just straight black white. But yeah, Esper Pixie plays Kaito. They're just playing it to scry. That was a good draw. So they kept one and bought and binned one. Leonardo's Samurai. You may cast creature spells with power toughness 1. Okay, so they can cast Sun Pearl. Oh. Now let's go looking for an answer. Ooh, that was good. Pest Control is probably good against them because they're for sure playing Storm Chaser's Talent. They're probably playing Kaito. Tactics, get their Pixie and Kieran's before they can get value. What's not super great? A Johnny is probably not the best. They might go too wide for Lily. Like Iceberg, if they're playing Kaito, I need to be able to kill. Let's see. Heist was good there because I got there nowhere to run. But if I had just kept Get Lost, then I wouldn't have been in that situation. So I don't think Heist is at its best here. And we need to cut one more card. It might be. It might be correct to bring in Duress as well. Like they play Kaito, they play Storm Chaser's Talent. Rest in peace. Like they do play Leo, like that 4-drop Leo. But like I don't think I care about them getting back their little donkeys. I guess their little donkeys like Pearl, Sun Pearl, and Pixie all like rebuy their stuff. So maybe I do care about their graveyard. Actually, Torpor Orb stops Pixie and Kieran. So let's... Let's do this. It might be correct to cut Lily, but like I said, I'm hesitant to go too thin on the top end because it's definitely possible to just like stabilize and then hit a land pocket and spin your wheels. Okay, this will keep. We'll try it. Annul? No. Okay. Flood Pit's Drowner. You have a Flood Pit's Drowner. Kaito?
Don't be jealous of my talent. The housewarming party has arrived. Information is its own weapon.
I think I scry here. Aang's Iceberg. That is a better use of mana. I'll keep that.
Don't worry. I've got an exit strategy.
Momentum Breaker. Probably core. I like that 4-drop Leo. Like, it seems like all of their creatures.
Just in time to save the day. I've trained with the best.
All of their creatures get got with that. That was a good draw.
This place needs more hospitality.
Let's see their deck. 2 Tishanas, 4 Sun Pearl, 4 Dark Leo, 4 Pixie, 2 Annul, 4 Dream Beavers, 4 Tiny Bones. They don't have any counter magic. Oh, I guess they have the Annuls. And the Tide Binders. They don't have a way to get rid of my Iceberg, right? Yeah. Okay. Their deck is not very scary. I think I just let them... Like, they don't have a way to counter the Wrath, so... I guess Sun Pearl kind of punishes me for this. Nice. Here's my pocket. Up to 929. Cool. Yeah, normally I like videos being a little longer, but I started recording late tonight, so I think we're gonna call it at 3. But a sweet 3-0 with the deck. Didn't really play against the meta decks. But they weren't like completely out of the ballpark either. So yeah. I really like the main deck. The mana I think is better now that I've actually put some thought into it. Yeah, I did not change anything except for the mana base from my last video, but the deck is still sweet. Like I've said many times, I'm going to say it when I record the deck tech. The deck is very susceptible to land pockets or just like drawing the wrong half of your deck sometimes. But other than that, I feel like it's got all the tools that you need to like be competitive in the metagame. So been loving this deck. sorry that there's no updates from the last one, but just wanted to show it off in the new meta, and hopefully you enjoyed it. So let me know what you think. If you made it this far, definitely jam that like, subscribe, comment, all that jazz. Appreciate you being here and checking out the content, and would love to hear what people out there are thinking. So, with that said, peace and chicken grease.